All right, guys, welcome to the weekly market review. Let's start with Bitcoin Sunday's market review. Welcome to the weekly market review Sunday update. This is a more thorough, in-depth video. If you want shorts, you can check out my videos from Saturday. Let's start with Bitcoin dominance, because I want to look at Bitcoin dominance and see what's going on there. So I think Bitcoin dominance, obviously, I expect more downside. We had this area as our support zone, and we had the support, we had a bounce. If you step it up to the daily chart, what you can see is we've had a bit of a bounce, a rise. The bounce has happened and we pulled back. There's no proper divergence here. I don't think there's going to be a V-shaped recovery where you just go boom, 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 boom. So I'm expecting more downside to it. So I'd expect us to do something like, right like that. And then we go like that. And then we go like that into our box, right? So if I delete that. So that's the sort of pattern I'm expecting. And primarily also because you've got, we do have a golden cross incoming, a dead cross incoming on the 12-hour chart. So if we go to the 12-hour chart, we've just had a dead cross, and I expect a bigger dump than we've just had here on the dead cross. We will also have another one incoming here as well. I expect this to go way down, which means altcoins are going to do really well. And also another key point as well is, this is the pivot. This is the kind of break point for the rise, and we've broken below it. We've come to do a retest with this candle, and we've been rejected. So that further downwards is what you would expect on dominance here. So altcoins going into next week, I think, altcoins will do very well. That's the premise in terms of altcoin performance. I think they'll do well against Bitcoin. So let's move on to the next one. Let's go to Bitcoin itself and look at our Bitcoin strategy that we're following, the plan that we've put in place. So, this move is obviously off the back of all these golden crosses. Sorry for my strategy, highlighting and closing here, making that thing a bit funny, but I just wanted to show a point. So, right from here, you can see all the golden crosses from like 2022. You can go back, and this goes back quite a bit. So we've done all the golden crosses on it to kind of assess what it looks like. And when you have these golden crosses, initially, before the golden cross, you do a rise, and then you go exponentially crazy. So this is another example here. You had a rise here when there was a golden cross, so you kind of did your rise into the actual golden cross taking place. Then you do a pullback, then you go exponentially crazy. Here again, it's another one. So you had a golden cross here, and if I just let's make this screen bigger so that you can see. So we had a golden cross here as well. Here we had the golden cross here. We did a small pullback, played around, and then off we went, right? This one was a bullish consolidation, and off we went, and we did a beautiful 40% move right here. And then you bring it to here as well. We have a golden cross here. The golden cross happens here. You do your move off the golden cross, you do a pullback, and guess what? We did a 62% move to the upside. So we've been going up, cranking it up from 42 to 62. And then here, you can see here as well, we had a golden cross. And before the golden cross happened here. And leading up to the golden cross, we did about 49%. So, if we extrapolate that and, basically just grab these stickers here and just put them on there, that's what we're following at the moment, right? So, the call was for 123,000 on this plan, and we hit 123,000 exactly here. So it was 123,000. The next, is we will hit here, so this rise could come a bit into the middle here somewhere. So I mean, you could call it between 130,000 and to a top of about 134. That would be a gap. So that's what I'm looking for. I think this rise will take us there. And then again, we'll do something similar to what we've done here, do a bit of consolidation for a number of days, and then we'll shoot up again into the 40s and 45s, and then we'll have a blow off top. So that's the plan we're following. Nothing has changed. If we look at the weekly, this particular candle here, these candles are these candles always are attraction zones. These candles with big volumes, selling volumes sitting behind them, they are wonderful opportunities for anybody who buys. You do well on Bitcoin, except obviously you got to know where to buy, which ones to buy, and we'll probably do that in another video. But you buy this, you do well. You buy this, you do really well. If you buy this, you make money. If you bought this, you made a lot of money. So the big volume candles, red candles like these ones here, tend to be reversal candles. So I expected the same thing to happen on Friday when this was formed, and I knew we'll be going up. We will not be coming below this candle, and that's exactly what I posted out on Friday. And also, I know I posted yesterday that if you're lucky, you may get back to here, somewhere here around 116. It doesn't look like you're going to get that 116 actually, based on what is happening now at the moment. So, but if you're lucky, there might be a swipe down. After we go up, there could be another swipe down, similar to what we had here. So we had a very similar scenario where we had this swipe for where is it here? So you could get something like that, which is like that, a zip, and then you continue going up. Something like that could happen, and if that happens, then potentially it brings you back to the 116k, and 116k is a good place to buy. I will buy if it gets there. So that's Bitcoin. I'm expecting more higher prices. I don't expect this to roll over yet until obviously we've hit that 130, between that 130,000 and 134k. So between here, which is I even call it 128 to about 134k. This zone is where I would expect us to hit next. So that's Bitcoin. Let's move on to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is already covered, and Nasdaq, I've done that already. SPX, I've done that already. Gold, we've done that already. So I'm going to continue this with some of the coins that I'm interested in. So let's look at Celestia. So Celestia TIA on the Bitcoin tier pairing, and you can see that what we've done here is we've done our initial rise. The initial move has been done. We've hit a point on RSI, and we've cooled off. So we've cooled off, and like I said, when I see these big volume candles, I always say they are a great opportunity. If you buy them, you make money. So and this is obviously on the tier BTC chart, but anyone looking at this and you go slightly lower on lower volume, sometimes it tends to be a very good reversal sign. And I think all things looking good on this chart, I expect that TIA will outperform Bitcoin from that perspective. So we'll be expecting some higher prices. We can move it on to the Celestia USD chart and have a look at the Coinbase version of the chart and see what's going on. So if I bring it to the weekly, for example, so what I'm expecting is at midnight, this candle will close with quite a wick at the bottom. It could be here, it could be slightly here, which tells me that buyers have stepped in to buy the dip. But whenever these candles close like this, you do get a small back into it. So we could be coming back to maybe somewhere here. I would say 188. It could be the wick here. It could be somewhere there. So we could come back into the wick all the way back here and then continue going. I'd say between this point here, where we are now, let's put this here, where we are now in here, I think we might get this zone here will be filled, part of it, and then you'll be going back up. That is provided at midnight this stays green. I need this to stay green, the MACD to show positiveness, and that hopefully gives us some confidence that we'll be going up some more. So it's looking good on Celestia at the moment. And Optimism is another one that we're following as well. So let's have a quick look at Optimism to see what's going on there. So Optimism is very similar story as well. You can see again, buyers have stepped in. And again, when we close at midnight, you could get a small pullback, to about 69, 68, somewhere there. You could get something like that, and then you'll be off again. And my initial target for this is around here, so it's around here will be initial target. I'm expecting that we'll hit this point here, and then we'll get a small pullback, and then we'll continue the leg to the upside. So that's optimism. Let's move on to the next one. We're looking at IMIX. IMIX is another one that we're following. And again, it's a very similar story on all these altcoins, as you can see here. So again, you've done the sell. We had a positive green. And this one is, I really like IMIX for that purpose. For this reason, I'm going to explain. So you can see here the high was 0.668 and the high here is 0.664. So we did not exceed this candle, which is good, because the probability is that once you've done this initial move and you pulled back and you're going back up, this is a double bottom. We went slightly, if you look at this, it's like a double, almost like a double bottom between here and here. So you're likely to go up. So I expect us to exceed this point here and go again and test this point here going into next week, somewhere around between, I would say, $1 and 90 cents, somewhere there would be exceeded, will be touched. And it's a great play for one of our coins that we're following as well. And then let's look at Render. Render is one of our coins too. Let's see what it's doing. So let's get rid of these lines here. We don't need them anymore. So it's a very similar story across all of them. And I like Render because obviously you can see that the Render has got a bit more push on it, and we are also currently above the Bollinger, the middle of the Bollinger, and above the 9 currently. So it's looking good. I would expect that Render would definitely be hitting the $5 at the very least, and trying to go and test for the top of the KC channel, which is sitting around the $6. So this is the KC channel, middle KC channel. So it's looking good on Render too. I'm expecting higher prices. And then if we go on to what's the other coin? Injective also is looking good. So Injective is another one that's looking really, really good. Basically, we've broken above the 200 on the weekly chart. We've done a retest of it. This is going to head for higher prices. I think Injective would probably be moving towards somewhere here, somewhere around the $25. I think that's where Injective will be by the end of next week. So looking really, really promising for Injective. It's another one of our plays. So and then let's move on to any other coins that of interest for me. Ethereum, yes, Ethereum is another one. Ethereum is looking really bullish. You can see that it's done the retrace back, and currently we'll be closing above the KC channel and also above the Bollinger. So this is going to go for higher prices. We are definitely going to break this peak here of 4,000 and 4,093. I think $5,000 is on the cards on Ethereum. So we'll move our interest box to $5,000, which is where we think we'll get some resistance and here. So I think $5,000 on this move, initial move. Then after that, we'll come back and retest these points here and continue the journey to the upside. So it's looking really good also on Ethereum. And even if you look at the ETH BTC, you can see ETH BTC is also looking really promising. Again, it's broken above the 50, and we've had a retest and it's positive, and we're going to go higher. So it's all looking good in terms of the altcoins, I think. Those are just the coins that I want to focus on for now. I mean, Zeus is another one that obviously we are following. Zeus is at a point where it's come back to the same zone. And I think this thing, once this week closes, this thing, whenever you buy these red candles, you do well. It may go down a little bit more, but I expect it to go back up. So we have some interest orders at here. So I have some orders sitting around the, this point here. So where's my here? Around 1450. If I get it, great. If I don't, fine. But I think even here would be a great place. 14,815. If you can get that, I think it will be a very, very good scoop. I mean, it's neither here nor there if I'm buying for sport, you know. So you know, it's neither here nor there. You know, even with leverage, you buy at this level here, 16, and you make sure your liquidation is, you know, somewhere here around the 10 mark. You'll be fine. If it goes below 10, then the trade is wrong, and you see, you know, your account is not destroyed. I think I'll even bring it higher and say somewhere around 13. If it goes below 13, 0, and this one is 13.1. So if it goes below 13.0, trade is wrong. We shouldn't go below this candle. So this is another great call, is another great pick of mine as well, Zeus as well. So that is all I've got for this week in terms of altcoins and BTC's picture. I wish you all the best and have a good week, and God bless, and we'll catch up during the week. Midweek, I'll give you a midweek update.